Hello everyone, we're back again. Tuesday, EPSO week in Tennessee. If you're wondering what EPSO stands for, that's Early Post-Secondary Opportunities, and that's our focus this week. And today, we're lucky enough to have Miss Jessie Green, the Assistant Director of TTU Admissions, and I am the Personalized Learning Supervisor for Putnam County Schools, and my name is Sam Brooks. Welcome and thanks for joining our little video conversation as we talk more about EPSO offerings in Putnam County. And today we're going to be focusing on Tennessee Tech, proud graduate of Tennessee Tech, so wings up everybody. And we're going to get into what we offer in Putnam County through our partner Tennessee Tech. Let's just dive right into it, Jessie, and just give a little bit of an overview about your dual enrollment program, specifically to Putnam County, and then also what you offer around the state of Tennessee.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here today. Tennessee Tech is honored to do dual enrollment with Putnam County. We do have classes currently with Cookeville High School, and we have a variety of those that students can take, ranging from English 1010, 1020, History 2010, 2020, and then we even have some new classes as well, like Animal Science. We have pre-athletic training. We have music classes as well, so we are really getting a good range of classes that we can offer at Cookeville High School. The great thing about Tennessee Tech dual enrollment with Cookeville too is that these are teachers directly in the classrooms at Cookeville High School. So these are not online virtual classes that they have to take. These are Cookeville High School teachers that are certified by Tennessee Tech to actually teach these courses. So we're, again, happy to partner with them. It's a great opportunity for students. And to answer your other question about across the state, we do have programs at a lot of other different schools, ranging from Oak Ridge up in the Knoxville area, Oakland and Murfreesboro. So we do have several others that we're partnering with, even in Metro Nashville.
Interesting, in Oakland, right in the middle of Murfreesboro,
yes,
with
absolutely.
MTSU sitting right there. So you're kind of pushing into that territory. I like that. So the difference to me, and we've been partnered for a while now, and the on-ground, on-site opportunity is something that is very specific to and different for Tennessee Tech and their work with Putnam County. What that does for us, and we talked before we got on air a little bit about how Putnam County has grown in our dual enrollment. We're serving roughly about 800, 900 students with dual enrollment offerings that we have in Putnam County, including Tennessee Tech offerings, Volunteer State, and then our TCAT services that we have. So a lot of options for students in Putnam County, and that's a pretty large number, 800, and when I say 800 to 900, we're talking about individual classes that are offered or taken by Putnam County students. The fact that you actually have a teacher on ground, in building, at Cookeville High School is, to me, what separates this offering with Tennessee Tech. So basically the way that rolled out, and you can talk about it also, is we actually have a teacher a couple of teachers that teach at Tennessee Tech and Cookeville High School. So they teach the same classes, both at the college level and then also at Cookeville High School on site. What that does for us, and we've got between 600, 700 kids that are in our middle schools in Putnam County that are now taking high school classes. And you might say, why are middle school students taking high school classes? And the simple answer for you is they're ready. So if we didn't offer those classes for them and allow them to grow, they would be sitting in classes that had content and curriculum that they already knew, they had already mastered. And so we decided several years ago that we were going to allow those students, as long as they met the requirements via our rubric that we built. Parents were okay, counselor, teacher, recommended them for these offerings, and we got the principal to sign off on it, and we had a list of criteria that they would go by to qualify. So what that means, and that's long-winded, I'm sorry, but I had to explain that. What that means to Putnam County students is they will be allowed to take more dual enrollment classes when they actually get into high school. So we've got some students that are taking 9 and 10 middle school credits that are rolling into high school their freshman year with those credits already under the belt. What it means on the back end is they're able to get into the dual enrollment offerings much earlier than they would if they didn't have any of those credits coming in. Most of the time the entry level is the junior year. And so with these kids, sometimes it's definitely sophomore year, and sometimes even freshman year. And so that's something that may be a little bit different than other folks and how they're doing it out there. So I wanted you to touch on the difference in having that on-ground person at a place like Cookeville High School. And then for Tennessee Tech, what does that mean getting them students to have a taste of Tennessee Tech while they're still in high school?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. Definitely, as you were speaking about, the demographic of education is changing. We're seeing a lot more students interested in these dual enrollment opportunities. And really, I mean, we're seeing even some seniors in high school, they're graduating with their associate's degree. So there's no limit to what you can do as far as higher education when it comes to high school. Specifically, you asked about what's the difference between in-person and online. Some students just learn better in person, and that's something that we wanted to make sure that we have a great handle on and that we're offering that to students. Some students are great and they can do excellent virtually, and I'm sure in the past year with COVID that we've seen that there are students that have excelled virtually, but then there's some that really do prefer having that in-person connection with a teacher where they're there automatically to answer any questions. And there's just that personal feel too about having a teacher right in front of you. So that's why we're proud to have Cookeville High School teachers directly in place to teach our programs. Another great advantage of students being in person at Cookeville High School is that the schedule for dual enrollment follows their actual schedule that they are out in high school. So they don't have to kind of work around different schedules or having to work on homework at night or logging into their class at night. It follows seamlessly with their schedule just in their regular high school. And then also students who are not yet able to drive, don't have their driver's license yet, they don't have to drive to another campus. They're already directly at school and can take advantage of those opportunities.
And what's unique about following the schedule that we really like here in Putnam County with Tennessee Tech is we start school, we're a balanced calendar. So we start school, this year was July 30th, and dual enrollment actually doesn't start till around August 22nd, 23rd. But what happens with the Tennessee Tech partnership that we have, the teacher that you assign to that class comes over to Cookeville High School early and starts setting those students up for the class even in early August. So they're actually getting about 2 or 3 extra weeks of time to get a relationship developed with that teacher. And I think that's been something that's really helped to make it very successful. And we have that in both U.S. history, 2010 and 2020 at Cookeville High School, and then also in the English 1010 and 1020. And I think that the point about English to bring up is a student can go through the dual enrollment and get all of their English out of the way before they leave high school and go into college.
Absolutely. That's definitely an advantage too. We're seeing more and more students have these credits and they're coming into college. We think that they're more prepared. I actually teach an engineering 1020 class, and I'm seeing that some of my students that have dual enrollment and have had college experience, they're more prepared in a college class. Their caliber of their work, the timeliness of turning things in, they're used to that already. So it definitely puts you at an advantage to go ahead and get some dual enrollment credits.
And our discussion yesterday, and is worthy of repeating, the advantage, and I've had a son that was a dual enrollment student here in Putnam County, is now at Tennessee Tech, fixing to graduate actually, and the knowledge that he gained helped him to identify what was expected of him day one when he walked on Tennessee Tech's campus. So it reiterates what you just said, that there's so many benefits to taking these classes early, especially if you're going right on into Tennessee Tech and you're a Putnam County student, but not only Tennessee Tech, any other school that the credits transfer to. It's very beneficial for these students to be able to get that experience under their belt.
Absolutely, and there's just a little bit of confidence that you have having a few college credits and walking onto a campus for the first real time as a freshman student, but you can definitely tell a difference.
And you mentioned it a minute ago, we have students, their motivation, the parents, the family's motivation is anywhere from taking a few credits, 3, 6, 9 hours of dual enrollment credit before they get into college, to students who want to graduate with their associate's degree. And we did say yesterday we've had 5 already accomplish that in Putnam County in the last couple years, and we've got 5 more in the pipeline right now. So that's an area that's really growing for us. And then, as she said, with the online learning, we've said this since day one with our Vital program, online learning is not for everybody. And the same thing, for those motivated students, graduating with your associate's degree under your belt is not for everybody. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and it takes a specific special student to want to be able to do that. But there are students like that out there.
Absolutely.
Okay, last thing we'll touch on today, and we mentioned a little bit students that are taking advantage of this that are going to flow right on into Tennessee Tech. How important is that? And we said our number in Putnam County, specifically with this type of dual enrollment, is around 300 to 400. But if you know, as an admissions person at Tennessee Tech, that you're going to be able to work with these students while they're in high school, how important is that to Tennessee Tech?
Oh, it's absolutely important. Our partnership with dual enrollment is something that's invaluable to us. And that is something that we would love to see. We would love to see every student that does dual enrollment with Putnam County and with Tennessee Tech come and be a Golden Eagle at Tennessee Tech. I'm not only a graduate, I got my master's there a few years ago, but I've loved it. I've worked there for about 5 years now. It's a great place. It's a community that you're not going to find anywhere else, and I stand pretty strongly by that. You might feel like it's just in your backyard, so you know everything about Tennessee Tech, or you're just going to your hometown school. There's nothing too special about that. It's a real advantage for us to go ahead and know the students and know who's wanting to come in at Tennessee Tech. And they also already know us. Myself and Ted McWilliams in the Office of Admissions, we are here for you. We're the ones that are helping you through the dual enrollment process, but we are also the ones that will help you when you apply as a freshman. So you already know somebody, you know who you're going to ask questions to, and somebody that's there advocating for you.
Yeah, that's got to be invaluable, especially if our students want to roll right into Tennessee Tech. I think sometimes, having grown up in Cookeville and my mother worked at Tennessee Tech for 30 years, I was always around Tennessee Tech. I don't think sometimes our local students in Putnam County realize how great a university that Tennessee Tech is. Absolutely. And when they start taking a look at other colleges and trying to entertain the thought process of where they want to go, they start to realize how good a school Tennessee Tech is. And that just kind of helps this whole situation as time goes on.
For sure.
So I want to highlight just real quickly again before we let you go back to work. We do have some new programs that you're spotlighting with dual enrollment at Tennessee Tech. Can you kind of mention those again for the folks out there?
Absolutely. Yes, I'd be happy to. As I mentioned, we do have our English 1010 and 1020. We have our History 2010 and 2020. So those are basic foundation courses that pretty much every student has to take regardless of your major. But we also have some new courses. We have an English literature course that you can take. We have an animal science course where you can get hands-on if you're wanting to do pre-vet or go into animal sciences. It's a really good foundational course. We have one in athletic training, our EXPW or exercise science course, and that is really a good foundational course. If you're wanting to go into athletic training or be one of our exercise science majors, that's one that you'll have to take as a freshman at Tennessee Tech. And then last one, we do have a music class that's going to be up and running this upcoming semester. So that's really exciting. Just a few other possibilities on top of your general academic courses that we have.
Yeah, very, very awesome to be able to offer these things to our students in Putnam County. And you know, what a great opportunity for them to be able to get involved in that early and learn more about what it is to be a college student. So I want to thank you for joining us. You're off the hot seat officially. Not only assistant director of admissions, but I found out an engineering teacher also. So your plate's kind of full, I'm sure.
Oh, I love
So
it.
thank you for taking the time for being with us today and talking about the EPSO opportunities through Tennessee Tech University, not only for Putnam County students, but for other students around the state of Tennessee. Thanks for joining us.
Yes,